Hello, and welcome back. It's LaShonda Henry here, aka Sister Sense, and we are once again inside of the Fresh Start Experience for another prep session with respect to the monthly minis that I want to share with you. So, our focus this cycle is working on recurring revenue and creating amazing passive income products that you can share with your audience via a paid membership or simple subscription program. To help you do that, what I've created is a series called Monthly Minis, a collection of micro digital offers that you can QC quickly create quality content that you can offer to your audience that they actually want to buy and or try. So, as you know, to help you grow, when we're inside of the Fresh Start Experience, I like to create challenges, and our challenge is the Setup for Sales Challenge that kicks off in a few days. But of course, until we get there, I wanted to start here with several prep sessions to help you figure out what is your first or next best recurring offer. So, with that being said, let's dig into where we left off. The last prep session, I gave you a mini breakdown of the 7 monthly minis we're going to focus on as part of the 7-day Setup for Sales Challenge. By the way, hopefully you have signed up for that, number one. It is absolutely free to be able to watch that with yours truly. And then, of course, you can upgrade to the full Fresh Start program if you want to have access to all the templates, trainings, and tools that I want to share with you. Now, as I mentioned before, there are 17 monthly minis, but as this kicks off with a 7-day challenge, there are 7 in particular that I wanted us to focus on. Mini messages, that's you sending audio-based messages to your audience on a subscription monthly basis, number 1. Mini media, number 2. This is kind of a catch-all if you offer different types of downloadables, right? Worksheets, ebooks, swipe files, templates, and you want to be able to create a paid membership where you're delivering these digital downloadables to your audience every month and being able to package that into basically a guide of sorts to share that with your audience, or I like to call these power PDFs because they link to everything that they get with their purchase. That is, for me, option number 2, which is, again, mini media. Mini magazines. Love, love, love. Your own branded, published magazine. When I talk about mini, they're generally in between, I would say, 8 to 12 pages on the small end and 16 to 24 pages on the big end, okay? So mini magazines, mini mentorship, being able to offer either voice coaching or direct voice virtual calls that are under 30 minutes, mini mentorship for clients. Number 4, mini master classes, similar to what we're doing here, being able to put together masterclass trainings that are, I would say on average, anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes. Then we have mini challenges, monetizing your ability to help your community stay accountable on the goals that you specialize in. So offering them monthly challenges, and last but not least, creating a mini series of sorts. And with that one, there are different ways that you can publish a mini series. Creating a series of downloadable ebooks is one option, but of course, we're going to break each of these down in more detail when we actually get inside of the 7-day challenge. These prep sessions is just an opportunity to give you a sense of the kind of recurring offers that I talk about as far as monthly minis, thinking about either maybe some of these that you have created or would like to, okay? Now, that we've covered, just kind of picking up where we left off, today what I wanted to focus on were some mini prep projects. So the official challenge and the 90-day program starts in a couple of days. But until we get there, if you did want to start to prepare some things for the actual Fresh Start program, what could you begin with? So, first thing I mentioned in our last session, and if you missed any of those, by the way, write this down, IFS. So if you were to go to susanzendt.com/IFS, which stands for Inside Fresh Start, you'd be able to see quite a few prep audios and the prep session replays, as well as a few digital downloadables too, to help you see if Fresh Start and the community is a good fit for you, okay? So just with that being said, if you missed our last 2 prep sessions, you can go and watch those replays. Now, the first thing that I want you to be able to do, especially watching the replays if you missed them, get a sense of the 7 monthly mini topics, can you identify at least 3 that are your top 3, right? You really want to pick one that's your priority project, because the goal of the 7-day Setup for Sales Challenge is to work on one of these digital offers over the course of that 7-day period. But if you wanted to build out a bundle, you can certainly do that by integrating some of the other types of monthly minis that sound solid for you. So being able to, from this point, start to prep, think about what you'd like to produce, start to brain dump your ideas, start to make note of any questions you need clarity around, even jumping into the audio trainings that I put into the Fresh Start experience for you. Those are going to be some things that you can do to get ready for the challenge. Now, that's where we left off in our last session. I wanted to keep up with this momentum today. I'm going to share a few other mini projects that you can potentially work on as you prep for our official program to begin. And by the way, on the susanzendt.com/IFS Inside Fresh Start page, among the many things that you'll see is the calendar, so that you can get a sense of when our live sessions are for the official program, and also when I will be releasing various guides and templates as part of Fresh Start cycle this year. Okay, so let's talk about some more prep projects for you when it comes to getting ready to start Fresh Start. First one, it's tea time. So I gave you a list of our 7 monthly minis for our focus, right? So identifying the types of monthly minis that interest you, the target audience that you're trying to reach could be your existing target audience or a different group. I mentioned before, if you're multi-passionate, you can use this as an opportunity to work on things that are different from your primary business, right? But also passionate about. The titles that you may want to call your offers or your overarching programs, the different themes that you want to prioritize, and specific topics that you want to focus on. So starting to work on getting clear about the T's, that is one thing that you can do to prep your monthly mini project. Next thing that I always like to say is, if you can't ask me, ask ChatGPT. So outside of either emailing, voice messages, or literally getting on a one-on-one session with me, several of my clients have one-on-one clarity calls, and it's really a great way to sit down and directly work with me. And today, Wednesdays, is usually my clarity call office hours. I've got a couple of sessions tomorrow morning, so I try to make myself flexible when clients can't meet me on Wednesdays, but that's normally the day. Anyway, what's great about ChatGPT is that you can ask it not just to give you content, but to give you direction, give you inspiration. So you can prime the prompt and tell it a little bit about who you are, what you do, and the type of offer you would like to put together. And it can give you some ideas if you're feeling a little bit stuck. So you may say, let's go back a quick second, okay? You may say, you know what, I want to work on a magazine and create a subscription program around that magazine. This is what I do, right? This is my core area of expertise. This is my target audience. Can you help me come up with some ideas for my magazine? Or I would like to offer my clients mini master classes every month. What are some topics that I could talk about? Or you could say, hey, when it comes to finances, my focus business is helping women become financially savvy, learning about budgets, learning about saving, learning about wealth building. I want to create a series of 20-minute webinars, master classes. Can you give me some ideas of quick videos that I can produce that would be about 15 to 20 minutes in length each? Literally, you can prime the prompt and it will support you by giving you at least a foundation to build on, okay? Hey, Antoinette. Hi, Carolina. Hey, Andrea. See you guys coming on in here. Awesome, awesome. If you've had the opportunity up until this point, those of you who are coming in, checking in with me live, if you've had the opportunity up until this point to watch at least one of the previous prep sessions, have you thought about if any of these ideas is something you would like to work on when we begin the challenge in a few days, or perhaps a subscription offer that you actually have and you want to continue working on that, making it better going into the future, okay? So out of curiosity, if you have identified any of these that work for you, feel free to let me know. Those of you who are live, you can leave a comment if you're listening on the replay side and or post in our group. I'm also a big, big fan of progress reports. So as we go through the Fresh Start experience, you can always email me, sistasense@gmail.com, subject header progress report, and let me know what's going on with you. So, of course, I can support you as best as I can as you work through the content, right? The challenge, the focus that I want to share with you, which is creating solid, simple subscription offers that can work for you as far as your time, your bandwidth, right? And, of course, work for your customers, too. Irresistible offers that they want to try and buy from you on a month-by-month basis, okay? So any of these, mini messages, media, magazines, mentorship, masterclasses, challenges, or series resonates with you, definitely drop one into the chat so that I can see that, okay? All right, so going back to the prep projects, like I said, the focus of today is me sharing with you little things that you can do between now and when we officially begin Fresh Start in a few days. You can also think about outside of your T's and even chatting with ChatGPT to see if it can help you come up with your T ideas and or inspiration. You can start the process of laying down a foundation for these offers. So when I give you templates, and by the way, if you do want to get access to anywhere between 3 to 21 of the templates that I've created, you definitely want to upgrade to the Phil Fresh Start program over at sistasense.com/fresh start. You're definitely going to get a breakdown of all of the monthly minis as we go through the challenge, but the templates are a really great, solid foundation. So upgrading to get access to the templates, additional trainings, and or one-on-one support from me, definitely a part of the various levels, right? Light, full, clarity, publish, and publish plus that you'll see on the official Fresh Start page, okay? So let me just check the chat real quick to see what you guys are saying to me, and then I'll come back to this prep project list. Creating a magazine, yes, definitely one of my favorites, and the new template is just, I love it. I can't say enough about it, and I'm excited for you guys to be able to use it. I'm actually going to give you a prep project around the magazine project in just a second, so love that you popped that into the chat. Number 3 that you're going to see on this list here is the monthly media. Monthly media. Now, this one is particularly useful for those of you like myself who have content that you can repurpose. So this is actually what I call a content crawl activity. You literally going through your archive, going through your cloud online, going through your hard drives, your laptop, your desktop, going through your stuff, your folders, looking for the things that you've produced before. You can have digital books that you've done before. Maybe you've created templates. Maybe you've created little worksheets. Maybe you have videos that you did before. To be clear, you can create a subscription that is based on things that you have done before. So, for example, let me pause for a second so I can show you something on the screen. Okay. So here we are at sistasense.com/MNP, which stands for Monetize Now program. This is one of my short-term subscription offers. Monetize Now is a 12-month program in which I share a variety of ways that clients can work on their digital marketing efforts. There are audios, workbooks, courses, and templates that I distribute to my Monetize Now participants on a month-by-month basis every month for 12 months. This is one of my short-term subscriptions where I thought about different themes, what I was going to talk about each month, and what videos, what audios, what digital downloadable things I had for each monthly theme, and then I was able to package it, automate it, and then sell it, right? So you may want to do a monthly media offer and make the most of the best digital content you've created in the past so you can repurpose it and monetize it through some form of a subscription-based email automated program in the future. I got a great question in our last session from Mommy Slaves, Yandel, and she said, you know what, how do I do this without getting overwhelmed, especially when it comes to creating content, having to create content every single month for subscribers on top of everything else. And one of the things that I suggested was, outside of doing a long-term program where every month you're doing stuff indefinitely, you could cut it into a shorter term, 3, 6, 12 months, figure out what you're going to share in that, set that up, put it on some sort of automated email sequence, and then you're done, right? You could definitely add interactive live experiences with that subscription if you wanted that component, but automate the actual content email delivery so it's easier for you. Now, side note, these are things that I actually do for clients. So we could sit down and map out your program, or literally once you're ready, I could help you package it and even automate it if you wanted to create a short-term versus a long-term. So don't feel like you would have to do all the parts on your own. Trust me, I've done pretty much all of these things. If you need additional support, I can help you, okay? Just a side note. So number 3 on this list is if you did want to focus on sending out a specific type of media to your audience. So like my template club, I send my audience templates every month, right? Something they could download. Either you can create new stuff or repurpose old stuff. And if you do have quite a bit of old stuff, you can basically go through a content crawl, look through what you have, see if you want to kind of organize what you have into different topics or themes, and then start working on the content you'd want to put out there into your monthly media offer, okay? So another thing for you to consider, I can do a media for inspirational of my heart. You know, if you have, especially if you have either not just stuff that you previously put together, but if you have a vision in mind, because with my template club, I oftentimes am creating new stuff, right? So if you have a vision in mind of the different inspirational pieces that you want to share, and even if you haven't necessarily done the content before, but you do want to create something that is a digital download and present it to the future, that's certainly something that you could do, okay? So I'm sitting here talking to you as Prin is enjoying her water, distracting me. Are you done? Are you done? You thirsty? Okay. So definitely, by the way, as your ideas are coming to you and or questions, feel free to check into the chat. Love, love, love that. So that brings me to, as you can see here, number 4 on the list, which is the magazine cover mock-up template. When you are looking for motivation and inspiration, especially direction, mock-ups are great for that. So I have dropped into the official Fresh Start program pages the first template. More templates will be released once we officially start the program in a few days, like I said before. But I wanted to put in there, those of you who signed up now, or if you want to go and upgrade to that, I wanted to put in there a template with some of the magazine covers. So let's take a look at the template, and then let's talk about the mock-up project and why that is one of my favorite prep activities. So I'm going to zoom in like so, like that. With this template, you have the opportunity to get 2 of the cover graphics, and you can start the process of trying out adding photos, changing out the logo, even thinking about what articles would be in your first issue. This is great, again, for a boost of motivation. I know sometimes it's the fun stuff that we like the pretty visuals, right? Some of the other stuff is like, oh, I got to write articles, right? But then, getting started with the visuals helps, especially when you want to be motivated and be like, oh, my God, this is my magazine cover. I've actually officially started something here, and use that motivation and inspiration to fuel you going forward, or even to share a sneak peek. It's a great way to say, hey, ... I'm working on launching my own magazine, and I would love to have you be featured. I would love to have you as a guest contributor. I'm going to do a section where I honor XYZ type of people. I'm thinking of having you as one of my honorees, just sending them the cover. So it's a lot that it could do for you. Also, that it can do for you and other people that you potentially want to partner with or invite into, working with you as far as the magazine development. Now, there are 2 covers that I've given you, cover 1 and cover 2. This cover is great because I mentioned that while I love an amazing high-quality photo, if you plan on using stock photos for your cover, great. But if you want to use your own personal photos for your cover, and mind you, I'm a web designer and I've worked with lots of clients, some photo shoots all the time, others struggling to find one good photo on their computer. And you can let me know which of those categories you fall into, right? But I wanted to be able to create several covers that if you had smaller photos or not so big high quality photos, you still could create a really nice high quality cover without feeling like, oh my gosh, because here's the thing. If you got a nice photo but it's small, magazines, you could have it be a digital version, but you could have it be a print version. And when you're printing it out, print requires bigger, higher quality images. So I wanted to create nice, clean covers that if you had small photos and you were limited, but you wanted to use your photos versus the stock, you still could create a nice design and have alternative options. Now, there are more cover designs than this, but I did want to start you off with 2, just to kind of give you a visual. Now, where do you get these? Remember, all the templates are available in the official Fresh Start program. So when you go to sistasense.com/Fresh Start, you can sign up. And there is the lightest level, which is the smallest level. In that, you'll get 3 templates for your digital mini projects. And then the next level up, you'll get 21 templates. So for each of the 7 monthly minis, you'll get 3 templates for each. Okay? So the magazine prep project is another one that I've got in here for you. And by the way, once you're in here, you could either delete these extra smaller circles or keep them. Really, it's up to you, okay? So I can't wait to see y'all start working on these monthly mini mock-ups just to kind of see the types of magazines that you plan on putting together. Hey, Tiffany, welcome, welcome. The next thing that you'll see here as far as prep projects is the mini master classes. Remember, my goal is that you really focus on one of these. But the more time you have, the full Fresh Start program, by the way, is 90 days. So we got a lot of time together, right? Those of you who decide to officially join the full program, we're going to be hanging out quite a bit, right? But until you get there, being able to have something, one thing to focus on, possibly from one of these, is a great way to get started. You could consider maybe you do want to get strategic about master classes. I think the last session, Delmar was talking about doing master classes. So even before you get the templates and I talk about recording and all the different things I want to break down for you, you could just simply start by outlining, okay, here are 3 master classes that I want to do. Each is going to be roughly 20 minutes. Here's the topic and the subtopics that I want to talk about. Just getting ready to record or jumping into the recording, because a lot of the templates that I'm going to offer you are, I call them plug and publish. You take your content and then you plug it into the template and then you publish your amazing, right? But you need content to plug it into, the stuff. Now, if you want to wait until I kind of walk you through the instructions of what to create, great. But if you already kind of have a sense of how some of these digital offers work, you could jump into the production process if you would like to, especially those of you who've been with me for a while and you kind of know a breakdown of how I produce a lot of these digital products. The next thing to consider, and I mentioned this actually a few minutes ago, is if outside of doing something long-term, having a subscription that they sign up to indefinitely until they decide to cancel, if they do at all, you creating a short-term subscription program that is either 3, 6, or 12 months. And if that's the case, what would you have to either find that you did before that you could repurpose and put into that, or what could you create, mapping out what you want to have each month, and then what would you need to create to fill up the content over that 3, 6, or 12-month period, okay? So prepping a masterclass series or a short-term offer, and then last but not least, a 3-month map. So I believe at the end of the day is, you know, this famous phrase that when you fail to plan, you plan to fail, right? Outside of you saying, I want to do this thing on a month-by-month basis, if you, beyond in creating the vision of what you want to put out, if you start to prep a few months in advance, it makes the process easier. I know that to be true for me. So what I tell myself, I always say, do something today that your future self will thank you for, right? So I'll go, okay, LaShonda, you know that you're working on this month's content, okay? So this is going to be the content for May. This is going to be the content for June. This is going to be the content for July. If once I get to June and I'm just like, oh, girl, I got so much stuff to do, what am I supposed to be doing this month? If I'm fuzzy or frazzled, I don't have to, in my present state, figure out what needs to happen for the month because I've already laid it out for myself. Go, oh, thank God. Let me go back to my notes. Okay, this is what we're supposed to be doing in June. This is what we're supposed to be doing in July. Having that, I would say, not just a month-by-month plan, but at least 3 months in advance plan. Here's the good thing about that. Number one, like I said, it kind of, when you are clear and high energy, it helps for that person in the future who may not be, number one. Number two, you are the master and commander of your programs. So if you did get to a point where inspiration or innovation struck and you wanted to do something different, great. But better you are focused and not stuck and have the ability to change your mind than to you just getting into the new month going, oh my God, I don't know what to do. What can I create? And feeling flustered and frazzled and all the things, right? So last thing on this prep project list is if you do plan on using this as an opportunity to work on your month-by-month paid membership or simple subscription offer, mapping out your content a few months in advance is something that can be helpful to you. Okay? So hopefully these 3 prep sessions that we've done have got you thinking about what you can do, and you are getting ready for a lot more inside of Fresh Start. As you know, the prep session replays and a few other getting started solutions you can find when you go to sistasense.com/IFS, which stands for Inside Fresh Start number 1. And then number 2, to kick off Fresh Start, I am going to host a free 7-day challenge where I break down each of the monthly minis. So if you just want to hang out with me in the free challenge, you can. But if you do want to get access to the more detailed trainings, if you do want to get access to the templates and the 90-day program, you can definitely upgrade, okay? So there's a lot of information there that kind of takes you through the different levels of Fresh Start. I definitely wanted to create a budget-friendly program. There's so much that you get in the light version. Every version includes 90 days time with me. And then as you go up the different levels, you'll see opportunities for me to help you customize your own magazine. Because, yes, I can literally customize your first issue for you, and then bim, bam, boom, you can use that as your template, right? Customizing your first issue, helping you build out a 5-page website, having the opportunity to get on the phone with me, 60-minute sessions one-on-one privately. There are lots of varying levels and resources in there if you feel like you need additional accountability, clarity, and publishing support, okay? So definitely check out those. Let me know if you have any questions, and take this opportunity to work on prepping your projects before we officially start Fresh Start. So as I am wrapping up, hopefully you guys are clear about some of the prep projects. Last call on any final questions or comments. And those of you who are listening on the replay side, as always, email me, sistasense@gmail.com. Send me a voice message, or even paste in our Facebook group over at firestarters.sistasense.com so that I can check in with you too. Okay? So I am just going to do a quick power pause so I can check the chat, and then that'll be that. All righty, so it looks like everybody here is good to go, which is my cue to go. Definitely catch up on the replays as far as everything that we've done just far. I also had a really solid session in the first session on recurring revenue and breaking down some of the price points and sales goals that you may want to work towards. So if you missed that one, definitely go back to the first one. And, of course, I'm going to keep you up to date as we walk through each of these monthly minis once the challenge begins shortly. So, alrighty, my dears, that is it for today. Go forth, create your amazing, and I'll see you right back here real soon. Till then, take care